For years in the quiet woods of Michigan, a man lived a rather ordinary life. A life filled with family, friends, work, the day-to-day things you and I both know so well. But there was something else. Something he couldn't quite forget. You see, this man had seen something. Not in a movie, not in a dream, but with his own eyes. Something tall, something massive, something covered in hair. Is something that, if he told most people, would earn him laughter instead of belief. So he kept it quiet for a while. But that sighting, that sound, those moments when he knew he wasn't alone in the Michigan woods, they stayed with him. They nagged at him. Until one day he decided silence wasn't enough. Instead of hiding it away, he turned on a camera, he opened a microphone, and he began to talk. First a little, then a lot, about Bigfoot, about cryptids, about the paranormal, and about anyone else out there who had seen what the rest of the world said wasn't real. And do you know what happened? People listened. They listened because they too had stories. Stories of ghosts in their homes, lights in their skies, creatures in their backyards. People who were laughed at too, but with him, they weren't laughed at anymore. He became something else, a host, an interviewer, a storyteller. Now, he wasn't just a man who once saw a giant in the trees. 3 live shows a week. A podcast, brunch with Bigfoot, and hundreds of videos, thousands of listeners. Thousands who no longer felt so alone. And when the lights go on in his Michigan studio, when the camera shines, another guest calls in from another corner of the world, he's no longer just a witness. He is the voice for all those who whisper, "I've seen it too." So today, when you hear a man from Michigan speaking boldly about Bigfoot, about UFOs, about ghosts, about mysteries the world isn't ready to explain, you remember that it all began not with fame, not with microphones, not with an audience, but with one man standing quietly in the woods, looking at something the world says doesn't exist. And now you know the beginning of the story. It belongs to a man known as Bigfoot Michigan Rob.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bigfoot Michigan Rob and Beyond. Yeah, my new YouTube channel name. Hope you all like that one. Since we do more than just Bigfoot and cryptids, we dive into everything. So I kind of changed it up just a little bit. Before I get started, my apologies. I've been marketing and advertising Small Town Monsters Seth Breedlove to be on this special edition show. Something came up with Seth, nothing major. Yeah, I understand. So we'll be rescheduling that show for a later time. So yeah, not a big thing. Everything's okay. It's just something popped up that he had to take care of, and I get it. It happens when you do live shows, you guys. These things happen. These things do happen. So today I got Krista, and we're gonna start the first half of the show with a couple encounters, and Krista has an interesting tale that happened to her not too long ago, and I've got a pretty cool story. And then maybe the second half, depending on how many people we get in chat, we might do an open lines. Open lines would be if you have something you want to share, a story, an encounter, or a question, maybe we'll open that up to you guys as well in the second half. So yeah, and if you are new here, please subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob on YouTube, the Blondie and the Booze Paranormal Podcast on YouTube. I must say, Krista and the gals, Krista, Brandy, Natalie, and Mary Lynn, they've got a show debuted last Thursday, 4 Blondes, One Mystery at a Time. I took some heat for not mentioning it yesterday. on our awesome show we had yesterday. So yeah, check them out. They're streaming on the Bonds for a couple weeks, and they're going to move it over to that channel. They got about 100 subs, so go ahead and check them out. Also subscribe to Monica Rollins, Our Paranormal World, Texas Front Porch. Donnie Cho says stuff. And Truth or Tinfoil, yes. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. And of course, the super chat is open. You can become BMR Pirates and Mateys. Join the many, join the few, depending on your point of view. Thanks to everybody for coming on in. I'm going to bring up Krista now.
Hey.
I made sure I got that in there for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I had to commit that to memory.
Yep. There you go.
We were so busy, you know, around like Wednesday is typically my day off where I do not do anything.
Yep.
Right. But we had the show scheduled and things happen. I get it. Not a big deal. So I didn't want to cancel because a lot of people know where we were doing a show. So I just said, well, you know what?
Everybody took off work. So
everyone took off work, you know, and you already took off work. So yeah, why not? Thanks.
However,
for
I am getting paid for right now, just so you know.
Well, you're getting paid. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I have so much PTO time. So
yeah.
Anyway, whatever I'm short, I'll use.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks for that. So yeah, we decided to do this show. We're going to break it up a little bit. Maybe, again, we might do that call-in. I mark it as a call-in show. We'll probably get to that. But we got a couple things we'll discuss. Unexplained Evolving Cryptids. Hi, how are you? Thanks for coming on in. Amy Creel. Hi, Amy. Good to see you during the day. Wendell. Diane Boss. Werewolf. A few others. Jason Finch, of course. Paranormal Paul. He's at work. Thanks, Paul, for listening on in. Michelle Wilfong, of course, always here. Thanks, Michelle. You rock. Again, a few people chatting. Not a lot of you chatting right now. That's why I don't see all you. But thanks for coming in anyways. It's a great show. So yeah, we're already at the midway point of October. Can you believe it?
No. No, I can't.
I mean, the time just flies when you're having fun. And we got a lot going on. I just finally got all my Halloween stuff up.
Well, I didn't put anything up at home. I know I'm a bad person, but I did at work.
Oh, you did at work, yeah.
I decorated my office, so yeah, I did that.
You know, I think that's good you did that because I remember years ago when I worked in a I didn't really work. I had an office, but I was never in it. Mm-hmm. But I always made sure, because I worked like 12 hours a day prior to the bar business. And when I went there, and it was so mundane and blah looking, it was just boring. Yep. So to cheer myself up for every holiday, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I would decorate it. So when I went into work, it would cheer me up a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
And Paranormal Paul, I love this guy. I really do, even though I hate him. He has all his dolls out. Everybody knows I do not pet peeve is what? Dolls and clowns. Dolls and clowns. Ugh. It creep me out.
I actually, so my office, I have, everybody at my work, I'm the dark one. And so they all have cute little pumpkins and little cute fall wreaths and stuff out. No, not me. I got skulls and all kinds of stuff. I'm the only one that has stuff like that. I don't have any cute pumpkins sitting out in my office.
No, with the outside of my house that I decorate is not cute at all. It's kind of scary. I got like a skeleton and I got a lot of skulls, a skeleton and a bunch of skulls just kind of in the front yard a little bit. And I just got a tombstone the other day. Really cheap. It was like $10.99, and it's kind of big. So it's light. So I had to kind of weigh it down. But it's kind of creepy. And I got to tell you about my neighborhood. You'd hardly see anybody out in my neighborhood. A lot of the people, they aren't very social, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, where I live, within about 4 to 5 block radius, when it's Halloween and Christmas, it's like light show city. Everybody just goes out and does a cool job, on all the streets.
Yep.
Which is awesome, which is really cool. So.
Yep. No, it's Halloween, and I'm pretty excited about it. So.
Me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Me as well. Yeah. So thanks everybody. I have this story, but I tell you what, do you want me to do the story first? I know you were talking to me backstage about an attachment. We can take it however you want.
Well, okay. So last night during your show, I
Okay.
think it was your show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandy even messaged me about hearing a woman's voice come through.
Mm-hmm. During our show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Brandy was messaging me.
Okay.
And apparently I cut out and then a woman's voice came through or something. So she was going to actually have Randy look at it, but I've been to a couple haunted locations that who knows? I mean, something could have come home. I've been to Milton Schoolhouse and I've been to McPike Mansion, both in Alton, Illinois. So who knows? But I mean, I haven't noticed anything besides that. So we'll see.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that, well, first of all, you've been doing a lot. I know shooting the last 2 weeks, you've been out and about at all these locations.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you know how to protect yourself and all these things. You've been doing this for a long time in the paranormal, for sure. Do you find it, though, even the more of these places that you go to, whether the houses, funerals, locations in the cemetery, wherever, it don't matter where they're at. Do you find, though, the more you're out exposing yourself, like we always talk about frequencies and vibrations, do you think even the best of us that have been doing this a long time can get some sort of attachment?
Oh, I do. I think we're all susceptible to it. It's just, I try to do the right thing. However, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't real good at doing that on Saturday. Because McPike, I wasn't doing any ghost hunting, and same thing with the schoolhouse. I didn't do any ghost hunting. It was just kind of walking through. Because I do have the Milton Schoolhouse rented in November. By the way, Paranormal Paul, if you're in the chat, you're welcome to come. Anyway, and that is at Airbnb, and it's 2 days I have the place. So I did a walkthrough, and I was told that there's something a little negative in the basement. That the person I was with wouldn't even go down in the basement. And then McPike, we just drove by it and they had like a big thing going on. So of course, me being me, I get out and be like, hey, what's going on here? So it was just like walkthroughs. So I didn't cleanse up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't. So, and I should have. I know better.
There's another couple things about when we do our shows together. It always seems like it's when I'm on a show with either you or Brandy or both of you, and it's typically on the blondes or when I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And Randy pointed out, and Krista, you might have, Brandy did, 2 of the shows that I did with, I forget which one was on with me. And you mentioned this, that the speaker, we were muted. But we heard heavy breathing in the background. Weird. Was that you?
Yeah.
No,
that would have been Brandy.
Okay. Well, I replayed that, and yes, everything was muted, and there was this weird breath. And then the next day I did a show, it happened again, and it wasn't me, and everything was muted. And I've noticed over the last several years on our shows, we get these weird background noises from time to time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe there is something to it. Maybe, they do know, like talking about manifestation, we talk about this stuff all the time. So who's to say that we can't manifest an entity? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. However, I do believe it's possible. So I don't know. I honestly, I don't feel anything weird in my house.
Yeah.
But that was just kind of weird last night. And, the fact that I didn't use my protection, when I went to those 2 locations, kind of.
Yeah. And I tell you, I think that we can manifest stuff. We talk about it all. We always seem to bring this up, but it's kind of pertinent when you're talking about the paranormal or even the cryptids. Sure. If you concentrate so hard on something happens. It might not be what your intention is that we talk about. Right. Something does materialize, I think. And it could be something as simple as, like I talk about this all the time. If you have a goal in life, write it down, read it, post a picture,
Put it on the refrigerator.
Yeah, put it on the refrigerator. And I tell you what, people think that's weird, but I tell you what, it happens more times than you might think.
Right.
Not all the time.
You're manifesting. And it may not be tomorrow. It could be, 3 or 4 years from now. Say you want that new house, put a picture of a new house on your refrigerator and you're manifesting this. So it might not be tomorrow, but pay attention. It could be 10 years from now.
And I find too, the more and more you do things like that, then they start to fall into your dreams. I mean, it goes all over. Your energy is out there in the universe.
It is. Yep.
And something will pick up on that. Now, unfortunately, the thing that's never happened is the manifesting the winning of the lottery. Never, not going to happen.
I don't, last night when Kevin was on the show, he talked about, he's talking about like abilities and stuff. And I made the comment that I do believe, like when you use your abilities to help people, I think that's okay. And I think God is okay with that. But if you do it for self-promotion or self-gain, that's a problem, which would include like trying to drum up the lottery numbers and stuff.
Yes.
I feel like that's one thing, like, me personally, and I don't mean to go down the God road, but like when I pray, I might pray, I don't pray for money, No,
I don't.
No, but, just help me find a way to pay my electric bill or, something like that. It's not actually praying for money.
And I remember, like, even if, like, let's say you're in a situation where maybe you lost your job, you haven't worked in 2 or 3 months, then Lord, can you help me, get a
job? Right. If you're asking for a job, you're not asking for money.
You're asking to go to work to support your family or yourself or your kids.
Right. You're not praying for a handout.
I think if you have good intentions that are humble and not selfish.
Correct.
I think it does seem to work a little bit for you because I'm all for that. When I say my prayers every night, you guys, and I just ask to bless my family and my closest of friends, and I'll even throw something for the world, end world strife, the wars, I do that just,
me too.
Throw it in the universe.
And I do the same way as you, and I'll name names when someone I know is really needing it, though. Like John Doe, that's when I'll name the name.
Yeah, I'll mention like my mom's name quite often. My sister's got, liver problems. I mention their name specifically.
Right. For people Yep.
And then the general family, and the best of friends and things like that.
Yep.
So, and I've been doing that for forever, really.
Yep. Me too. And it's all about your intention. And, I think people can pray and just say words and it doesn't mean anything if your heart's not in it and you're not meaning the words that you're praying about, So if I'm praying for somebody who's sick and I'm just saying, oh God, dear God, help them, whatever.
Yeah. You're just blowing.
God's not hearing that. I feel like, you really have to mean it and you have to feel it and know that he is hearing your prayers for it to work. That's just, I don't know if that's how it works or not, but that's just how I feel.
But I think it makes sense because I'm guilty of this. I will say like the Our Father and Hail Mary, but I blow through it. I mean, I have them memorized so well since growing up. I've told everybody this before. 5 days a week, I went to church at the Catholic school. So when I say the prayers, I blow through them, and I don't really. I'll admit this. God knows this. I don't sit there and go. I don't do it really slow and deliberate. I breeze through them. But when I get to the family and my loved ones, I'm more focused, right? And I think it's just because you want to get done with it, which is bad to say, But I think I'm all guilty of that.
The time I have found a great time to pray. And I don't always do it before I go to bed. A lot of times I do it when I'm driving. Turn off the radio. I'm in my me time. And for me personally, that's honestly, I found the best time to pray is when you're by yourself in your car.
It's so funny you bring that up. I spent a lot of time outside this summer. A lot of times being single and that I'm by myself out there, just enjoying nature or whatever. And I will find that I talk to God or I just say things, puts things out there to him in the environment. which is just as good as pray. You don't have to pray at night, you guys.
No.
That's the thing.
No.
You can pray anytime you
Pray
reach
whenever,
out.
anytime.
Anytime you reach out to your higher power, mine's God,
Mhm.
you're doing the right thing, I think.
Yep, absolutely. I do too.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yep.
anyway,
I
that's
didn't go down that tangent, but
yeah, no, I know. I mean, the show last night, we had a lot of spirituality in it, and maybe I was thinking that, and it was a good show. Go check out the show we did last night, me and Krista with CJ. That was good.
Casey.
KC, yeah, he was he has some good things to say. I like the show.
Mhm.
So again, this show we put together fast because we had the cancellation, which again, that's fine. Things happen in life.
It happened.
So I got this email, and typically when I tell a story, I try to memorize them, but I didn't have enough time, and I just got this the other day. So I'm going to read this email I got as it was written, and I'm going to bounce this at you, and I think everybody in the chat and everybody listening is going to like this because it's something that it's all up our alley, and it's kind of reminds me of being that it's Halloween. It's kind of spooky, and it's kind of something that I think we can relate to. And this guy sent me this email, and I just opened it up the other day, just yesterday. And he titles this, "Hey Rob, here's an email. If you'd like to share this." And it said "The Hound," and he titles this "The Hound's Man." And this was submitted to me, and this guy's email is Cyanide Machine. I'm not going to give the rest of his email, so I'm like, Cyanide Machine, okay. And it's from Michigan.
Okay, cool.
So I said, okay, so I'm reading this. I'm going to read it. I didn't memorize it. 11 years have passed since my encounter with an entity I can only call the Houndsman. The experience left me with many questions and a fair amount of terror. To this day, I still don't have an answer as to what he wanted or why he appeared to me. And he says, Rob, this happened back July 17th, 2008. He says, while staying the weekend with a friend who I will refer to as R here in this passage, I decided to take a walk to the store. Being so very late, only gas stations and the like were open at this point. And the one I preferred to frequent was a moderate distance away. So I threw on some shoes and headed out for a drink and some snacks, taking the usual route. And it brings me past the local high school, then a soccer field, and then adjoining the fence at the end was the old cemetery. Now, I've always believed in the paranormal and have had more than a few experiences with it. And there were a fair amount of urban legends about the old cemetery. None of them mentioning the entity I encountered that night, however. As I was traveling down the sidewalk, I began to get a strange pressure in the pit of my stomach, and the hairs all over my body felt like live wires. I tried to ignore it and keep walking, but the sensation grew from intense to unbearably extreme, so I stopped and took a look around. When I looked through the iron fence around the cemetery, I laid my eyes on one of the most frightening entities I have ever encountered. He was sitting at the intersection of the roads that went from the gate to the back of the property. The figure was the shape of a man. However, he was almost 7 feet tall, wore a wide-brimmed dark leather hat and a dark leather trench coat. He wore black leather gloves and had chains strung about him in various spots. His skin was pale and gray. In his left hand, he held the ends of 2 very thick chains, and at the other end were what looked like dogs, but they were the size of a small horse each. They were incredibly thickly muscled and had orange glowing eyes and a faint red aura around them. His right hand held what looked like a machete. When I looked at him, he lifted his head, and I could now see the face that was hidden by the hat. His face was beautiful and hauntingly evil. He had perfect angular features, eyes that seemed or seared blacker than coal. There were streetlights, but it seemed like they were empty. He locked eyes with me, and I heard him start to cackle, laughing the kind of laugh that says, I know you want to run, and I know it won't do you any good. His teeth were like a shark's teeth, all pointed. His mouth seemed to overflow with them. He tightened his grip on the chains and started walking towards me. He got about 5 steps away. The whole time his dogs were snarling and pulling at the end of the chains while he walked a slow, casual pace. And right before he took the next step, he seemed to just evaporate into mist, leaving behind a stench of sulfur and decay, like rotten eggs, like dead roadkill left on the highway in the middle of July. The smell was stuck in my nose for 4 days, and I had nightmares for a month after. And every now and again, I catch a whiff of the same smell from 11 years ago and wonder if he's really left me or if he's waiting for something else. Or is he attached to my being? Signed, Cyanide. I think there's quite a bit in that. I sense evil for sure. Sulfur, red eyes, the hounds.
So that's a demonic entity without a doubt. The nightmares, the smell, for one thing. I smelt that in a demonic case we did. And yeah, it's a demonic entity, 100%.
Quite a few. I mean, anytime you smell sulfur, that's kind of a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, and the demonic entity, they're patient. They do wait, so 11 years later, he's still, they're patient. They'll wait. And so anytime you deal with a demonic entity, they don't forget. They'll wait patiently for you. So unfortunately, it sounds like, he needs to stay prayed up and
it also sounds like perhaps it's with him, right?
Not necessarily that it's with him.
It knows about him.
Correct.
You think that whatever this was, this thing, it has him in his, you say it's always a slow buildup for something.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is the case with this particular guy.
So let me tell you what happened to me one time. Well, a couple of times. So everybody knows I'm very good friends with Tony Pickman, who got the Sally House, well known, put on the map. Okay. Tony had told me many years ago, don't even go by the house. It's a nasty demonic entity. And I'm sorry, I got a mint in my mouth.
That's fine.
But told me not to even go by the house. And I'm like, no, I won't do that. And, since then we, had done some bad cases together and stuff. And several times I have had the same dream that repeats, that I am at the Sally House, inside the Sally House. Oh, we have company.
We have company.
Yay.
I'll bring them up.
Yeah, go ahead and bring them up.
Hey, Sir Bryan.
Hey.
How are you?
Pretty good. Are you traveling?
I'm gonna go hang out, wait for my youngest to get out of school. But yeah, I just went through the community and I saw a van there, and it's all fun and games until the coroner's called. So happy Halloween, everybody.
Right?
Very good.
Yeah, it's just what it is. So how are you guys doing? I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
No, it's okay. We just finished some story. We're kind of going over that.
We're just BSing, honestly.
BSing, really. We're going to do a call in a little bit, see if people want to join and tell us some stories, but we're started with a few stories ourselves. So yeah, thanks for popping in, man.
Oh, it's great. I was thinking about something to ask you because, my show's tonight, but it's also show and tell night on Blondes and Booze. And I do not like competing with my friends and family, but I've been doing Wednesday for many, many years. So go catch Blondes and Booze and then hit me up on the the replay.
There's plenty of time. So we don't ever tell that. There's even, go watch Bryan first and then come over to us. I mean, that's fine too,
no. What did I tell you, Rob, last night? Never met.
Don't argue with the women. Well, I tell you what I do. Like I was saying earlier, I typically don't do anything on Wednesday. I was going to do the special, but I had the cancellation. So me and Krista, the show was already lined up. So I said, we'll do something. But Wednesday, I toggle between you and the blondes back and forth. I pop in both.
Yeah, I've seen you, and I appreciate everybody that comes in. Krista comes in. We get Brandy every once in a while. So it's just, it's what it is. And I still call you guys the network. But something I was thinking of, because Rob, you did own an adult beverage establishment.
Yeah.
Did you cater special drinks for the month of October? And what were they? Because
That's a good question.
I mean, it would be genius that while we have the remainder of the month of October, let's make special drinks for when you guys are all on. Like when Rob does his show, we'll get the blondes and booze. Booze spelled
the CE way.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, there's a couple things that we did drink wise. We did a pumpkin latte with vodka. You gotta remember, I was a shot and beer
pumpkin latte.
Yeah, pumpkin latte with a splash of vodka.
You could do half price Bloody Marys.
Bloody Mary, nice. Yeah, that's nice. But our big thing that people loved was the pumpkin latte with vodka. That was a popular one.
That don't even sound good.
We ran. I tell you what,
it would be better with rum.
It sounds terrible. He probably were rum. I didn't drink it. A lot of the women preferred it. But one of the coolest things that we did do, and in fact, I was on Dave Scott's show. He had me in the background because I called in. He wanted me to call in one night during his intermission. And every night there's a field next to my bar, and we would take pumpkins and we would line them up in the field. And I got arrested this night while on Dave's show in the background, by the way, because I didn't. What I did wasn't quite against ordinance.
Right.
We started blowing up pumpkins on Halloween.
That works.
And we were having a big bonfire out there. We were doing outdoor cooking, and so I just so happened to call into Dave really quick, and I was talking to him, and then he was laughing his ass off during the intermission. We had a guest on. Then we hung up, and we were blowing up these pumpkins. And the fuzz, they pulled up, and who's in charge here? Oh, that guy over there, and so when I say I got arrested, I got a citation. I didn't get thrown in the back of the squad
but
car.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun.
I was on that episode, by the way.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was.
That's awesome.
And I kind of keep things that are relating to arrest quiet.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Well, and Rob just announces it.
Yeah. Well, hey,
you know what? Own it, right? I mean,
that was a few years ago. That's so awesome. You were there, man.
Yeah, I was there.
So now people know I'm not making it up. You were actually there to witness it.
I was there, and I think I was online, and I remember it. That episode, and then there was one time I was in chat. That's where I was Ron was running. He's doing the thing. Ron Murphy, the Cryptid Guru.
Yeah.
And that's where I asked Rob to make the Brian Bowden drink, or whatever it was. And bastard, you sold your bar.
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't that be fun if you still had the bar? Oh my God.
Well, I'd be doing the shows from the bar. Are you kidding me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great. I mean, that's a really good idea for a team effort.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't call it the Crossing Realms Cafe.
Oh, wow.
Cafe and drinks.
Yes.
Bryan has lots of great ideas.
I try. I just, it's about promoting and making people happy. And if you can make your life or someone else's life better, that's me. I mean,
Absolutely. I got a question for you, Rob.
Yeah.
Are you going to make it to the Alabama premiere of Greg's? I think it's January 31st.
I looked at, you know what? I'm looking up plane flights right now.
Well, you should. I think you should make it. Brian's speaking.
Yeah, well, I know there's a handful of you guys speaking, but
Yeah.
I would love to make it. We'll just have to see what the cost effect is. I hate to drop $500 for 2 days for a plane.
Well, this is what, see, the problem is you want to probably come in on that Friday and then leave like on Sunday.
Right.
And that's like mucho expensive. So what
Yes.
you really should do is you should, like I said before, come in Thursday, which is less expensive, and leave like on a Tuesday, and check out Alabama, and maybe I don't know what Greg's doing, but maybe go on an adventure with Greg. Maybe he'll film you for some new show or new movie.
It's an idea to think about for sure.
I mean,
I'll look
why
at
not?
those dates, those early dates, because the weekend pricing on the plane is god awful.
I was looking at the same pricing, and I'm like, hell with it. I'm just going to drive there. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Dirty
Well, I'm
South,
driving
one more
there
time.
too. Brandy's driving. We'll both be driving. Paranormal Paul is coming, and so I think it'd be fun. Man, we need to have a reunion with all of us.
It's just a big role. Yeah,
Mary Lynn's going to be there. Now,
I could actually maybe fly into St. Louis like I always do for $200 and drive with you.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
With Paul, but yeah, you can ride with us. Absolutely.
Or whoever, yeah. So it's something I'm gonna have to look into that in a couple of days.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be seeing Natalie this weekend. I'm gonna stop by that Bigfoot conference that she's doing over.
Mary Lynn's gonna be there too.
I know. I was just about, you mentioned Mary Lynn. I'm gonna I get 2 nice hugs, so it's great, and I know not to mess with either one of them. So
half the 4 blinds are gonna be there.
Yes, and it's gonna be. It seems to be interesting. So and it's at a Freemason lodge, so I fit in, perfectly.
There you go. I think it'd be fun.
I may take my youngest with me because that'll get her out of trouble with my oldest coming back into the house, who, by the way, is decided to get her own first ink on her arm.
Really?
Yeah, she this is a girl that, like, we used to joke around like, well, don't worry about it. We'll just have to stop at the doctor's office. She just start bawling. We used it as, it was really vicious of us. But she's afraid of needles. So, they always give you that. Do they have that numbing cream? I'm like, honey, that doesn't do anything.
No.
So I told her to keep it simple. She's doing it to remember her grandparents. So
that's awesome. And you know what though? Tell her to get it like either on the fatty part of her arm or the side of her leg or something like that. Don't get it like around her ribs because that'll be painful. Knees.
No. It's going to be like really small. So it's going to be like, like maybe 2 inches by 3 inches. Yeah. And it's all outlined. It's nothing, well, it's her choice.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome. But if she gets it in the spot for like her first one, especially being afraid of needles, I don't like needles either. But now it's like I'm addicted to them. Not needles, tattoos.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. I mean, you get one. It took me, I got mine, my second one, actually, with the conference. What a great way to remember everybody. Yeah. And that was a difficult task. Like I'm texting you, Krista, like, where the hell are you guys? Brandy took off. It's like, you followed Brandy. I'm like, Brandy's a ghost right now. So I went there and I'm thinking in my mind, what the hell am I going to do? Because this is permanent on your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no way. I mean, I did the fake Donnie Cho thing, which was kind of funny.
It was
hilarious.
But, so why not the hooked cross for the Knights Templar? So I did that. But now I want another one, like, and guns, guitars, tattoos, women.
There you go.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
My whole leg, I'm doing the left leg sleeve, and it's all going to be weird stuff. It's all going to be.
Oh, that's looking great.
I've seen
so
that.
He's going to do the main parts of it, and then he said probably the last 2 appointments, he'll tie everything in,
Yeah.
So for a little while, I'll have like a Bigfoot on this part and a dog man here and a ghost here, but then he'll tie it all in. So,
I mean, if I was toying around with people always put words on themselves, like, the infinity, no regrets spelled properly. And I'm thinking, like, if I ever did something like that, I probably like get like, on my side how to bake brownies, like 1 stick of butter, 2 eggs, flour, something stupid, because
fun.
why not?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I'd go in a Chinese restaurant and have them put the characters for beef and broccoli on my,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yep.
Because my brother has that. He has 2 symbols, Chinese symbols. And he says, well, this is for, because his wife was Korean American. So he goes, this is for my, the first, this is the second. He's a dragon. I said, it probably says fat guy.
Yeah.
No one really knows when they get like, I got Chinese symbols. No one knows.
Yeah. Nobody knows what all that means.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks cool. I don't
Yeah.
know that I want writing, on my. Now, I was toying with the idea of getting a BMR logo.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's something that has meaning to you. So
something like, it took me 5 years. I've explained many times to get the Detroit Tiger logo, because I do like the Tigers, although the Lions are my team. But I got the reason behind getting the Old English D on my shoulder is because of my dad. My dad loved the Detroit Tigers as much as I love the Detroit Lions, and I do love the Tigers. I do. That's my second team. I was brought up on the Tigers because of my dad. So I said, you get the D. It looks cool. It's got the navy and the orange, and it reminds me of my dad. I didn't have dad. I didn't have his picture. Something that he cherished, which was the Detroit Tigers. So I thought, for me, yeah, I went that route. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's a great thing, because it always reminds you of your dad. This is why my daughter's doing what she's doing, which surprised me. But, as far as your logo is concerned, maybe do a little bit more piratey, because we're talking about BMR pirates, and maybe do the bones, across or something like this, like the BMR with the crossbones.
No, I was thinking about something like that. Maybe my picture, my logo with the bandana, with the crossbones underneath, BMR or something.
Yep.
And maybe I don't want to make.
In the bones, the super chat's open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm telling you guys, next time you guys see me, I'll have more ink. And I'll be done. I'll be totally finished with my left leg by May, and then he's going to start on my right arm, and that's going to be more family oriented.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do my right arm and my left leg.
Well, I did see not in person, because you got that just not too long ago. What you showed me looked pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he does.
He did a great freaking job on my dog man.
That was really, really sweet.
Yeah, he drew that out and sent it to me, and I'm like, holy crap. When I told him I wanted a dog man, he's like, I don't even know what a dog man is. I was like, okay, it's like a werewolf. Google it. So he did, and I was like, come up with something original, because I don't want anything that's out there already, And so he did. He sent that back to me. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what's cool about getting an artist that knows their stuff, and they can be more creative. Unlike someone in chat that said, get Roy Orbison on your butt cheek. So
I don't know about Roy Orbison.
Oh, well, dude, it was like when I was at the tattoo parlor when the girls were getting, and you were there too, right? When they were getting, their stuff done. And so they were live, and I was in the chat room talking to people. And I must tell you, I admittingly, I forget. And I said, mate, I'm contemplating. And people are saying, Rob, go get a tattoo. And I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I said, give me some ideas. And I got to tell you, there's some ideas they gave me that I can't even say on air. I was like, no, I'm not doing that, you guys.
Yeah, I kind of understand where you are on that one.
Yeah. They have to have meaning, I think,
It's got to be meaning. It's on you forever.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's, like at one point when I lost my dog, who was my first kid, that killed me, and I was going to put his paw prints, but
I think that's
I'm like, it is cool, but it's like, do I really want that? Do I want to, it is a hard decision to make.
It is.
Absolutely.
I
mean, but Rob, your logo looks great. Actually, Blondes and Booze logos is kind of cool too.
It
is. You did it in a fade and then put some extra, around the logo, put have it fade into a werewolf or or some
Right.
other cryptids would be interesting. Tex has a great logo as well.
Tex had a really badass tattoo, if you remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got that dog man.
That was great.
And
That's
that
a
looked
big
cool.
boy. Yeah.
That looked really cool. Honestly, it really did. I'm going to show everybody a picture of my tattoo that I just got, that hasn't seen it. So I just put it on your thing here. But that's what I just had done. And the guy was absolutely amazing. The detail, like even the fine little hairs.
Yeah,
like
see, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'd even like something like that, but there's nothing,
Yep.
Yeah.
He did a great job. Like when he sent that back to me, I'm like, oh heck yeah, that looks great. So, that's what I did. And so we're working on the whole thing. I told him, I said, you've got it. You know what I like, you know what I want, and he's going to design my whole leg.
Yeah, that is really badass.
Yep.
Because I do have this in my mind. I want 2 more at least. One maybe, I don't know if I want to do them all on the same arm or put something here, but I'm doing the logo. I'm really looking at doing the logo. Even my family says you should get your logo, man.
Why not?
Why not?
I actually gave my guy the Blondes and Booze logo and told him at some point, somewhere on my leg, I want that incorporated too.
Yep.
So,
And I also think it'd be cool to get like a Bigfoot or a Dog Man one as well somewhere.
Yep. Yep.
And that would probably be it for me, but
it won't be.
No, once you start, it gets crazy. One of my buddies, Stevie Strings, who's a Bigfoot researcher in Florida, he's also makes movies. He's got so much ink all over his body. The whole album of Sgt. Pepper is on his back.
Oh wow, that's
all
cool.
of it. And he's a big Beatles fan, and he has Bigfoot all over the place. And so it's what you want. I just, I don't like too much of the neck on up. And personally,
I don't like it on the face. I don't mind the neck. I don't like it on the face.
I don't like the guys that have the teardrop, or anything on the face. It's just
it's all subjective and it's all personal. So you do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy.
You do you.
You do you.
And I also will do this. Now, this is my thing too, and I dig it. And I'm not discrediting anybody really, because Tex has one. For me though, when I get a tattoo, I want to. If I'm getting it done, I want to be able to see it. So I'm not one of these guys who's gonna have it on my shoulder blade or my back.
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to admire it myself, right? So, to me, it's just like Kid Rock. I know Chris is a fan of Kid Rock. He's got a badass tattoo on his back, but man, the only people who can see it is his fans or his girlfriend. That's something that I want to see, right? Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's where I put it, and my youngest is like, "Why'd you put it under your Bugs Bunny?" And I said, "Well, it's just good luck and whatever." I mean, I was saving the left for something else, and she goes, "Wow, that looks stupid," So she's great. She's my ride and die. She's the same one where I have my ears pierced, and every once in a while I put the earrings in, and she goes, "Hey, how's the boy band going?" She just gives you the one-liners, and I'm like, "You're dead. Funny. I know where you live."
So I have a question for you guys since we're on the subject of tattoos.
Sure.
Again, this show is supposed to be with Seth, but he had to cancel for something. He'll be back in a few weeks. And I did drop a link, you guys, if anybody wants to chime on in and come on for a call-in show. But since we're on the subject of the tattoos, should I continue on the arm with the D here and just move them all down, or start and put something on the other shoulder? Because I don't know if I want to do all one forearm or just match up the shoulder and the shoulder, because I'm going to do a third one down the road as well.
Well, it depends. If you do like big ones on the one arm, and then you could, if you're doing 3 on your arm, then you can tie them in and you can have a full sleeve.
Keith says you should get a Cryptid tramp stamp.
Oh,
I had to put that up there. I had to put it up there.
That is awesome.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool, Keith, but I can't see that either.
You know what? You can keep your arm with the D for your dad and Detroit, and then put more sports-related stuff on it, so it blends in. So it almost becomes a little bit of sleep. So you don't lose the D, and you don't. There's a common bond most people have with sports and their family members, their mom, their dad, whoever.
Yeah.
And then put something different on the other arm.
That's possible. Yeah, I could do that.
That's what I would do. I would do the full arm, and then, like I said, go back and then have them fill it in, and then you got a whole sleeve.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unexplained. Okay, says Rob. Yeah, I think Bryan 2 or 3 idea. I like this empty arm. I think the empty arm would be more of the cryptid stuff in my logos, and the right arm keep it family, and the left arm would be fantasy logos.
Blondes and Boobs logo, 4 blondes and a 1 mystery logo.
I might
gotta have all them too.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool though if you could incorporate them all.
Yeah, he could have it around his front chest, and
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah.
That's
again,
what you do, Bryan. 1 on each side there.
1 on each nipple, right there.
There you go.
Yeah, or that's a pretty good idea. All of our logos incorporated in a story on one arm would be kind of sweet, blend them all together. But I am going to say this. I'm going to make it the BMR logo. I'm going to make it a colorful one. I want this pop to stand out.
So I will tell you this. So my tattooist guy, he only does black and white. And he told me he only does black and white now for a reason. He said, you might as well use watercolors. He said, colors aren't what they used to be 20 years ago. He said, they don't. He said, in a couple years, they fade. And you
really?
Yep.
Stuck. Yeah, he said they're awful, and he refuses. He won't do color. He's strictly black and white, and that's why he said that the quality of the color of the ink has went way down.
You would think with today's technology, it would be better, right?
You would think, but that's what he told me, and so why he doesn't do color, and
that's because of the inks, the way they were made in the past. Weren't the safest things to have in your house or in your body.
Right.
And now they're using more of they're considering hypoallergenic and what's good and what's bad. But I would go with, you can go with something that's going to pop, Rob. And it's just by the time it fades, it's going to be, you're not going to be around to notice if it's going to be fading. We're talking like 30, 40 years. So hopefully you are.
Well, my one that I have on the side of my leg that I got 30 years ago, it's all faded. You can barely see the color, and it's kind of like the lines aren't crisp anymore. I'm going to do a cover up on it.
Well, this one here still pops pretty good. Faded. See, this is good, but you can't tell the orange outline in it, and there's this supposed to be orange in here.
Yeah,
right.
And that's faded. You can see it if you were over my house and looking at it.
But so Unexplained Evolving Cryptid says, none of my color tats have never faded.
Okay.
Well, that could be, maybe there's some different liquid. I think Color Fast is.
Werewolf says he doesn't hold colors. His is all faded. So I don't know. I guess.
And maybe it's your skin type
too.
I think it is. Maybe it is the melatonin, in your skin, whether it holds it or pockets it or not. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe your body's saying, no, I want to get rid of this. And they get rid of the crap, and then
right.
You could always do what some other people are doing now, which is I wouldn't do that if you paid me. They're doing branding.
Oh, I've seen that. No, F that.
Like a steer branding.
Yes, sir. Yep, they'll take your logo, put it in a brand.
Oh,
either heat it or cool it.
Yeah,
and you get tagged with that. That's some Yellowstone crap right there.
Man.
Yeah, no way.
Take them down to the cryptid
the one where they sew with the needle.
Oh yeah. That's very jail-based.
Yeah, I would not do that either.
Yeah, it's really interesting. When I first got the first one, the outline was really annoying on the old machine. They were plugged in, and then the fill was so much easier. On the new one, the outline was nothing. The fill was tough because it doesn't have that oomph to really. It's a little bit draggy. So it's different. It's better, but it's different.
Yeah. So Unexplained says it depends on the skin type, and heavy-handed tattoo art hurts, but ink stays longer too. Gotcha.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting a tattoo gun on Amazon and just messing around with it.
On Amazon.
And also, Werewolf
you can do it.
And Werewolf has a good point with the brand. I guess is for the branding.
Yeah.
I think that it would be raised. It would be because it would be raised on your skin. I wouldn't like that either.
Me either.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to be branded. No thanks. I'm good.
No.
You're getting my mark, woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. That'd be almost no.
Yeah, that's
But
kind of no.
That Bigfoot with the bandana I did for, I showed you a logo for a shirt. Wouldn't be a bad idea too. So
yeah. It's not. There's a whole bunch of ideas, man, and that's not one. It's not a bad idea.
No,
but I think I'm going to go with my logo with my face. I think with the pirate hat, the skull and crossbones. However, if it's sat in it, is kind of cool as well for more piratey theme.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool to have the skull and crossbones just like a pirate flag.
Yeah.
Yep, or throw in a plank somehow in there.
Yeah. Super chat's open. And you don't walk the plank tonight because you got a super chat. Arr.
There you go.
At the next conference, walk the plank.
Yeah.
Instead of calling the sheriff's office, we'll walk the plank.
I could get the super chat is open on my forearm instead of saying it. Show everybody.
The super chat is open.
We all went and did this. This is my one that I went with the girls, and we did those. We all have the same.
You guys are like Wonder Quadruplets activated, like form of
yeah, no, they are.
All four of us did it. Yep. Same one, just different colors.
Yeah, it looks great. That looked really cool with on all four.
We're tied by tattoos forever.
It does. It does. That's for doing something random. Because I've said this with Monica. We did a show. I'm not a random tattoo guy, but I will say, what the four of you put together, and now there's meaning behind that because you had formed a tighter friendship, and some of the people you just met, Krista, and then I believe, and now you're doing the show
before.
Yeah, but first time all together. Well, Natalie, I didn't know you knew her. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I wasn't planning on it, but I said, you know what? Screw it. You came back like a little kid, like in a candy store. You're like, he's doing $100 tattoos. I'm going back again tomorrow. And everybody's just like, and I'm like, what the heck? What's $100 today? It's a new 20.
Right.
That's all it is. Especially if you have daughters, folks.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, no kidding. And to me, it was well worth it. It was fun. It was, a show was born, at the tattoo shop. So it's all good.
It was great. And Mike, like anybody could have done mine. Mine was very simple. I wanted what I wanted. And it's something I would definitely have gotten anyhow. And I allowed, the guy's name is Pooler, Pooler, but his friends call him Pooter. And so Pooter, the apprentice tattoo artist, got that done for me. Gave him a little bit, it came out great. And then he also did the Donnie show, which he called over the boss man, who was really, really nice guy. And he's like,
he's the one that did mine. Yeah,
he's great. Those guys are great. Yeah. And it was just a great time. I'd go back there, and again in the area.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, I would too. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That's why I told the girls, man, we got to do another one when we all are in Alabama. In January.
Can we get the Dukes of Hazzard car on?
Each of us get a Dukes on us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Werewolf says $100 is a great price. So let me tell you the story behind that. So Erin from the Ray County Museum, she was just scrolling through Facebook and she says, oh, there's a tattoo shop over in Excelsior that's doing $100 walk-in tattoos. Mary Lynn, God love her, she looked at me and she goes, you want to go? I'm like, let's do it. So I called over there to see, if there was a wait or whatever. And the guy's like, no, come on over. So that's how it was born. It was all because of Aaron Smith on Facebook.
Well, thank you, Aaron. It was a pleasure being there with everybody. Although Krista just kept going, how come you didn't get Blondes and Boobs? How come you didn't get Blondes and Boobs logo? And I'm like, well, I love you guys, but
just not that much.
I'm not putting anybody's logo like that on my arm, but
nope.
Although I did do Bob McKimson's Bugs Bunny, and when I was going to school, I worked for Warner Brothers, the store. Remember the store?
Okay.
And we had Bob McKimson come in, and his daughter, it was his agent, and she was mean as a snake. And they were like, "Don't ask for anything, don't talk to him." And I said, "Mr. McKimson, thank you for making my childhood great. I'm a huge Bugs Bunny fan. I love your Bugs Bunny so much. I have it tattooed on my arm." And he goes, he tilted his head, "Really?" And I went, "Yeah." And I lifted it up. His eyes lit up, and he grabbed one of the cards. His daughter's like, "Dad, don't do it." He drew me a Bugs Bunny in the front and said, "Bryan, what's up, Doc? Bob McKimson." I treasure that. You know, he was, well, because if you're, as an artist, right? If someone else got Blondes and Booze on their body because they love you, that's a great homage to what you do.
Right.
And who you guys are.
We have a special guest that's decided to join us.
He was
and
also
Bryan,
there at the conference.
and a
with
guy
us.
that was at our conference, good buddy of mine, helped me out quite a bit. And you know this man, Bryan. It's Mr. Keith from Michigan. Hey, Keith.
Hi, all. How you guys doing?
We're
doing
good. How
good.
are
We're
you?
talking
We got
caffeine.
off the rails a little bit, but that's okay. We had nothing else to do today.
It's Misfit Toys. That's to be
Yes, there
expected.
you go. Yeah, there you go,
Yep.
man. How's it going,
Hey,
Keith?
hanging in there. Just, lagging a little bit in the health department. That's fine. Now, you guys remembered that little house that I built for Tex? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this. I got to watch my TV, but I'm building one for Lauren's mom. Let's see if I can switch this around real quick.
Be careful.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Oh, my.
I'm in a
That
lag here.
It looks
So-
are you? It looks sizable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That is so nice.
Very
You're
nice.
very
I don't-
you're a talented dude, man.
You are.
Yeah, so it's a little better in the light, I think.
Oh yeah, it looks really
Oh,
good.
wow.
Nice. Yeah, very
That's
vibrant.
amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, cool stuff. It keeps me occupied a little bit, but
Yeah,
it's
you
all
should-
got. It's got all. It's all lit on the inside. The little orb's got green LEDs in it, so it lights the whole front up. It's pretty cool.
Very
I tell you
cool.
what, man, I don't know if you do this, but I think that'd be a nice little side gig for you. I certainly would spend money on that. Yeah.
It could be. I mean, it's fun to do. It's just if my hands and nerves can keep up with my imagination. Now, it's kind of cool. I think this is out east. The slate that I'm using on this is from an old place called Peach Bottom Slate Quarry.
Okay.
It was used to be out in York County, Pennsylvania. And back in the 1800s, when this place started up, it was known for world-class, top-quality slate. So it's kind of cool having a little history with what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
Definitely worthy of it if you keep the hands and everything else going.
Yeah.
You did a great job on Texas. I seen it in person. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
Texas. Yeah, Texas was fabulous. Texas
Yeah, he likes it.
How was your wife?
Miss Lauren is doing okay. A little high blood pressure today. She was supposed to go do a stress test, but couldn't do it because of that. Well, then that she's hanging in there, says hi to everybody, and
I was just say, tell her we all said hello.
Yeah, Lauren and Keith are two of the coolest people I've met in quite some time. Very genuine, happy, fun people. They
And
pick
Lauren
you up.
actually sings karaoke
Yeah,
Yep.
she does.
with us.
She did a good job.
I'm going to tell you something, Keith.
yes, sir.
Cinnamon. Have her eat a lot of cinnamon.
Okay, I've read something on that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Go get
put that
cinnamon
past her.
supplements, and then have her eat a lot of it. Yep.
All right.
So, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but I know a lot about different supplements and.
But cinnamon's not going to hurt you either.
No.
No. And I think that will actually help her with her type 1 diabetes as well.
Yes.
So,
Well,
yep.
tartar saucer says it's an anti-inflammatory and pain reducer. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
There's
I should
another brother.
freebase
by the
that
way.
stuff.
Yeah, there's a brother. I had him on my show at one point. He has a company called Tego Teas, TEAGOTs, and he sells the teas, Native American. And he's had Bigfoot encounters his whole life. Bigfoot actually goes to his house, but their tea helps to lower blood sugar. It's being investigated by every university and Mayo Clinic, everybody.
Can you spell that again? You said Tego Teas?
Tego Teas, Tego, new word T. And look for just to put Tego Teas of blood sugar, and you'll find it. It's not cheap, and it's not over the top, but if it helps you, it's literally drinking a cup of tea. A guy came in with 400 something blood sugar. He had a small cup of tea, and within 20 minutes consuming the tea, his blood sugar went down to under 200. So
nice.
It's all natural too. So it's something, this is why we got to learn about our native roots. Why all those people in your state, Krista, Missouri, that took the leap, learned a lot from the indigenous on how to heal themselves. So again, I'm not dispensing medical device, and to protect BMR and Krista,
there's that. Yes,
with a licensed physician.
That disclaimer. Thank you so much for that.
In other words, AKA, go eat a lot of cinnamon rolls.
No, not cinnamon rolls.
What?
Cinnamon.
Come on.
Actually, what you can do?
Darn it!
Yeah, it's got to be fun. It's got
If I'm going to eat cinnamon, it's going to be worth it for a reason. Then I can say I'm literally helping my body right now.
I'm with you on that.
A nice gooey
cinnamon.
Yeah, lots of icing.
Yeah, Altoids.
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 Yeah,
Dave's got them too.
This wintergreen Altoids is my crack, but I'm not smart enough to not put like a dozen of them in my face at the same time. So, yeah, I just walk around going hot.
Keith would understand it. One of the brothers of my lodge is responsible for bringing Altoids to this country. In the first place,
really?
100%. Alistair is his name. He sold it to Walmart. It went through the roof. One of the biggest sales ever for the company that makes Altoids. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
I had one time, and if anybody has eaten the Altoids, they have that little white piece of paper inside of it.
Yep.
I pulled that SOB out, and sure as shit, it said French flag on it.
Really?
Just like a surrender flag. I'm like, oh man, come on.
Talk about people. Talk about people that come up with these ingenious ideas. My neighbor. First of all, I think this guy. I mean, he's one of the smartest guys. He speaks 5 different languages. He just turned 92 years old, right? And years ago, he was talking to my dad. He's just how long this guy's been alive, and he's still alive. And now he's my neighbor, and his name is Vince. And he has the patent. He was the engineer that designed the very first electronic car ignition starter.
Cool. Jesus.
And he's had
God.
Yes, and he's been paid. Of course, it's been through all the changes, but on that original design, he's been paid. He signed a deal, and he gets paid every year a commission check for the last 35 years.
Wow.
Could you imagine what his check is?
That's 6 figures. Big time 6 figures.
Yeah, it is. I know he's a millionaire.
Oh,
well, it's the same thing. The guy that invented the intermittent wiper sued the company, and they have to pay him a royalty because he designed wipers that would intermittently work. And, all the big companies, they don't want to pay for anything. So,
no.
But if I have to jet quickly, it's not that I'm running out. It's my youngest is getting in the car, and she has a big mouth.
Oh, well, hello to the youngest.
Yes.
Well, eventually. No, she's really, really cordial when you meet each other. Nice to meet you. But I raised her, so sometimes she swears like a sailor.
Well,
Yeah. I got a kid or two like that.
Yes, and happy birthday to your son, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I see that. Happy birthday.
Yeah, we are going to dinner tonight with I'm taking him and my granddaughter, and then one of my girls is going. The other one has practice tonight. So.
After I left Emmaus and I went down to stay at Arkansas, Why didn't any of you tell me about this place called Colton Steakhouse? If you've ever, I mean,
I love Colton's.
I had no idea what it was. I walked in there. They give you fresh rolls with butter. They're hot, and then they bring this honey thing over, and I'm like, okay. And then they go, "You want peanuts?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, it was just out of control, amazing. And I'm like, "Where the hell is this place been? No one told me about."
I think it's kind of a southern Missouri, Arkansas type thing because there's not a whole lot of them. We have one about, I don't know, 45 minutes away from here, and I go a lot because their loaded chicken is the bomb.
It was off the chart. Steak and shrimp, good place. So I had a comment because I'm looking it up, and then I looked up where they're located. It's only in the Midwest, so
I think it's like Missouri and Arkansas, pretty much.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to drive into that area just to get Colton's at this point, but when we're in Alabama, we're going to have to find a new place.
Yes, for sure.
I'm telling you, Rob, come in early and stay one extra day. You'll see the dirty South.
Yeah, the dirty South. I'm gonna have to put some dates together and see what's up.
You know you want to, Rob.
I do want to. I also wanted to go to Dogman Ranch. I'm not doing that either.
But you would have more fun with us at the.
No, that's one thing I put. Well, I would have more fun with you guys for sure.
Of course.
Well, you could just plan it and go. Come in early to the conference. Come in that Thursday. We're hanging out Friday anyhow, and then Saturday we do the conference. And you could leave, and head down to Texas. You know, I think is Mary Lynn going to be there, or
Mary Lynn is going to the conference. Yeah.
Yeah. So to hitch a ride with Mary Lynn, go to Dogman Ranch, and then shoot back out from Texas.
There you go.
There's yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly something to ponder. Yeah, I didn't even think about that at all. I need an administrative assistant.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of cool people. I know.
It's for sure going to be fun.
Oh yeah, and then you can't go wrong with Adam Davis either.
I've never met him, but he seems like he's funny as
hell. Oh my gosh,
a lot of fun.
He is a lot of fun. He'll have you on the floor rolling.
Well, I don't think he's going to be there. So no, he's not going to be there actually.
Adam's not going to be there. I thought he was going to be there because he's in the film.
Yeah, but he's at a different conference. That's why Natalie said they were going to do a cutout of him and put holes in
gotcha.
places
I didn't know
so
that.
people could take pictures.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So it's crazy, but you guys have the rest of the great day because here comes my trouble.
Okay, Bryan.
All right, Bryan. Take care.
Bye,
Always
guys.
a pleasure, Sir Bryan.
Always
I'll
a
talk to you
pleasure.
later, brother. Go check out Third Eye Live tonight, Sir Bryan Bowden. I think that's 8:00 in the East or whatever, 8 or 9.
Yep.
Hey, Keith, man. Thanks for popping on in real quick. We just a little.
Oh, no problem.
It's been kind of an interesting show. I got to say, we didn't talk much paranormal, but it was kind of fun, man.
Yeah, we did a little cryptid, a little paranormal in the beginning. But I tell you what.
I was going to say, at least it wasn't all mayonnaise this time.
No, it was not all mayonnaise. We talked about Hellman's versus Dukes for like 45 minutes several months ago, which was fun. A lot of people loved it. 1,000 people watched that show.
Yeah.
I don't know how. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
But we do have Keith here, and what we could do, not to put Keith on the spot.
That's all right.
You've got a lot of crazy stuff. You're on my show once. I don't know. Have you made it to the Blondes yet? You got to get on there.
Not yet.
I think I was on.
You were.
I think it was just. Was it with Brandy and Tex, or is that on his show? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd really like to do a show or something like that with y'all and Bryan as well in regards to possible dream interpretation.
Okay.
I have a ton of dreams that are quite vivid that I remember, and they've been in a way kind of haunting me for years.
Wow.
And I would love to get his take on some stuff.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Since we got you here, why don't you give us a little example? We got a little bit of time left.
All right.
Let's jump into some because I have vivid dreams, as you all know. Krista knows that.
Bryan hopped in. I was telling you about one that I've had.
And Krista just had one very
yeah.
recently. So I like to hear that. Why not? Let's get back to a little creepy. We did the tattoo thing at nauseum, which is fun. This has been a fun show. So yeah, Keith, Yeah, tell us about one or two.
All right, so I don't know where this came about, but this was back in '94, and I had this dream where I was running through a like a single level ranch style house that was all abandoned, and I was leading somebody. It was a female. I couldn't see her face, but I would look back once in a while, and I would see the shine of her blonde hair. Again, don't know who this lady was or whatever.
Okay.
And abandoned house, and we're trying to get away from something. And I found an old door wall or a window, you know what I'm talking about, that was all boarded up, and I kicked my way out of it. And I ran across this old, it was like an old rundown yard and everything that had old farm equipment in it, something that you would see in like the 1920s or so. And just as I was clearing the yard, getting down the embankment, this dude, I hate saying it, but kind of like a Chainsaw Massacre-ish type guy, come out of that house. All right. Now, this goes right back around the same time as when I had those dogman sightings in October of '94. And I remember the dream, and wife part one at the time, we were out driving around one night, out there by where I was at in White Lake, and just back road and stuff. And sure enough, we ran across that house. Never been down that road.
Wow.
So I found that kind of spooky, and it was exactly how it was in a dream. Now, once in a while, I'll run across that old house, but for the life of me, I can never remember how to get there. It's out by me somewhere. But that's one of the dreams I'd like to know about. Another one, it has a lot to do with, I hate saying, but again, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre type stuff. Yeah. But there was this old farmhouse that I was in the bottom of in the basement of this place. And again, this is back in mid to late 90s or so when I was having this series of dreams. I had, I think, like 3 or 4 of them. And I was trying to get my way out of this house, and I found, I couldn't tell what it was, but I was climbing up a pile of something. It was, it had texture, it had smell. It was very vivid for a dream. I bust this light open, or I'm sorry, I bust this little window open in this basement, and the light came in, and what it was all body parts. Yeah, it was gross. So I get out of this, and I run down this hill, and it goes down probably 100 feet or so, and it makes a sharp left, and I go through a chicken, like a chicken coop. And again, everything was so vivid, I could even smell the chickens and everything. I ran across this field after I got out of it, and that guy was behind me again. Same guy, same dress. And I don't know why this person has a significance in my dream. And another time I had this happen, and I don't know how does this one went. This one, before I went to bed, I said, and this gets kind of weird, so I'm not like this. So there's my disclaimer for this section of the dream. Absolutely not like this. But I kind of did a little bit of a prayer before I went to bed, and I said, please show me who I am. And it was, again, this guy come out of nowhere. I'm at my grandparents' house in this dream, and I'm running down the street backwards. And this guy is chasing me. The slower I would move, the farther away he would get. And the faster I would run backwards, the closer he would get. And in this dream, there was other relatives there too, especially like on the native side or whatever. And they had a little bit of a side note. They had a little bit of history in with kind of like Rob's thing with the bootleggers and rum runners. And they did some bad stuff for some bad people. But in the dream, I ran out onto this road, and I yelled something like, who am I? And this voice out of nowhere says, you're a killer. You always have been.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, and now it woke me up out of a dead sleep. And now even to this day, I'm wondering if that is possibly part of that. You hear the like a generational curse.
Yeah,
It goes like 4 generations or something like that. And again, I'm not like that. I'm no Jack the Ripper or anything like that, not even playing one on TV, but it startled me a little bit.
Sure.
And
the first one that you talked about, was that before or after your Dogman encounter?
Man,
is that I know, we and Rob can attest to this. We've heard a lot of Dogman encounters where after they do go home, for days, weeks, even sometimes years later, they have nightmares, not necessarily about the Dogman, but just nightmares in general. And that's why I was curious if that was brought on, maybe, possibly. I'm not saying it was, but
right. So that dream was I believe it was in October of '94. Now, one of the Dogman sightings that I've had sightings prior to that. That dated back into like '91, my junior year in high school. Yeah. But the one encounter that I shared where my buddy went down into the swamp along this main trail there off of Livingston Road. Rob knows where it's at. And it came up behind him out of the swamp between him and us. Mm-hmm. So that encounter that I had, that was in the same ballpark. Mm-hmm. But yeah, as of lately, my dreams have started to get a little sideways on me as well. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of different things regarding that Chainsaw Massacre house. I had one more dream in that. Again, it was like a whole crew of people. And keep in mind, at that time, I did not watch any of those movies or anything. So it wasn't like that. It was stuck in my brain pan, from the day earlier or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And the final dream I had with them, it was years down the road. I don't remember exactly when, but I got back in that house. I was in the basement, had to climb up that pile of gooiness once again, but I was almost playing cat and mouse deliberately with this group of people. Mm-hmm. And then I finally had enough of it. I ran down this driveway and it ended up being at the end of a cul-de-sac.
Wow.
And when I turned around, I'm looking at it and I could see the people scurrying back into the house and everything. And when I turned around, I had a group of people in front of me, startled me. And it was this lady, and she's, okay, you want to look at that house that's for sale? And we turned around and started walking back up that driveway.
Wow.
Almost like a freaking movie.
Yeah. Wow.
But, we're getting with Bryan on that. There's been other things as well that I'll leave for another time. But I would love to know why there's certain, we'll say, characters in a dream that are persistent even after decades.
Yeah.
No idea. That's one thing I don't know. I'm not a dream interpreter.
No, and well, me and Krista, we did a show with Sir Bryan a couple of months ago. I think it was called Dreamscape. That you were with me, right, for Krista, right, on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Okay, yeah, there's some stuff in there. And really quickly, unexplained evolving cryptids. Thanks for coming on in. It says Kevin 1675. Some dreams are about memories of past lives. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agreed 100%. Yeah, I agree with that too. That's like Rob, what I was saying about some of my family on the Native American side. Yeah. They used to work with they did some running between Detroit and Bay City for rum running purposes. They worked with, I believe it was part of the Purple Gang, as well as they did some errands and jobs for John Dillinger. In fact, my great grandparents, when they bought their first established house in over here in White Lake, that money came from him because he hid them from the feds back in that day. Wow. So
I wonder if any of that type of activity, it's almost like a message. And one thing that was pretty cool, I'll put this out there. It was a paranormal. It was a ghost encounter that I had in my house. I was with wife part 2, and this is right around 2013 or so. And in our side room that we had like a side room in our master bedroom. And one night I heard clicking of the mouse on the computer, and the light turned on. The light from the monitor turned on. And when I looked up, I was closest to it. So it's probably about 8 to 10 feet away or so. There was a guy standing there. And I'm like, oh, hey, you know, words come out, 45 in my hand, and I drew a bead on this guy. He looked down like where I was aiming, looked back up at me, smiled, and disappeared. And come to find out what it ended up being is I described it in detail. Then afterwards, I saw a picture of my great-grandfather, that enforcer, and it to a T fit him.
Wow.
But yeah, I almost, you know, took ghost hunting to a whole new level.
Sure. Yep.
You know, there's so many things we've talked about these dreams because I think there's meaning behind these, and what's the meaning? Who the heck knows? You know what I mean, you guys?
Right.
Because I know that some of the dreams I have some sort of meaning, and some have none at all. But my thing is, they're all so vivid. I remember them. They replay over and over a lot of times. Always the same theme. Hasn't happened in a while. I had a couple creepy ones not too long ago, but I know they were just they didn't mean anything because when I woke up, I forgot them. I just remember when I woke up, they were creepy and I couldn't go back to sleep, but they weren't like meaningful. Isn't that weird? Because I know some of mine that I have are meaningful, and I think there's a message I try to figure out, and some are just your basic dream that we all have. Yeah. Isn't that, you know? But yeah, you know, Keith, yeah, I'm sure that down the road we can get that together and do another because Bryan knows quite a bit about dreams and dreamscape.
Oh, very good. Real quick, are you guys doing any? I think you are, but I've been kind of off the shows for the past week or so. You guys planning on doing some type of Halloween show or anything like that? The reason why I'm asking is I want to show you, Rob. I'll send you a picture of it, but the wife ordered me a werewolf mask. It's all made by hand, and it actually has functioning jawline and everything like that.
Well,
so once I get it, I'll send you a picture.
Well,
but I was just kind of
Blondes and Booze. It's on a Friday night, and we are not doing a Halloween night show because I got family stuff I do, and but like the Thursday night before. So Rob or anybody else, Friday night's an open night, you know, if y'all want to.
Yes. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'm not doing a planned Halloween show. I mean, this month of October, we're just like, I'm busy all October. I'm going on a lot of other different shows that I'm booked on, plus mine and the girls and everybody else's. I will say this, what I am doing for Halloween, me and Monica on our Thursday brunch show, the 30th, we might start it a little later, right before the blondes go on, or we might do it at the same time. We're putting together, because Monica's big into this, we're doing a show all about witches, the witch trials, and other creepy stuff for Halloween. So Monica and I are going to do that. But as far as a panel Halloween show, I don't think we're doing that this year. Just not enough time in the week. We're all so damn busy.
We are.
You know,
a lot going on.
But I want to see the picture of this. In fact, you got to put it on and like do a video operating it.
Yeah. It's got to be smarter than the mask is all, right? Yeah, I'll let you know.
Whatever you want. Send me a picture for sure.
Yeah. She decided. She says, "Oh, I'm getting a Little Red Riding Hood outfit for the Halloween party." Oh, that's great. And she says, "Will you get a werewolf mask?" I said, all right.
The Lord is really cool. I love you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to look in a nightgown, but no judgment, I guess.
No judgment on Halloween. You know.
I think it's cool.
This show turned out to be pretty fun. I enjoyed it. You know, hanging out, chilling out. You know, we'll have Seth Breedlove back when something happened. So we just turned it into this, and it was a lot of fun for those just coming on. It was just a fun show. We just went all over the place. Talked tattoos. We did a couple stories in the beginning, and Keith, thanks for coming on, and thanks to all of you for coming on and spending your time with us for this kind of crazy show. Kind of went all over the place, but that's what we tend to do around here with us misfits. We go all over.
Yeah, I got to call my bank before they call.
Yeah, and I've got to prepare some dinner for Mother.
There you
which
go.
is fine. I'm doing some Mexican dish for her. Thanks to everybody for coming on. Please subscribe if you're new here. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. And today is Wednesday.
And I want to remind everybody tonight, Paranormal Paul and myself will be on at 8:30. He don't have the Saturday night show anymore. He moved it to Wednesday nights at 8:30. So after the Blondes and Booze, they go from 7 to 8:30. Or never mind, Show and Tell goes from 7 to 8:30. Then tune in over to Paranormal Paul. We'll be on from 8:30 to 10 Central Time.
And then that's it for you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And toggle back and forth because Bryan, of course, is on tonight too. He's got Third Eye Live. He's on Wednesdays. So at least subscribe, check him out. I had a lot of fun, you guys. Thanks, Keith. Always great seeing you. Thanks to everybody in the chat room.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Me and Monica are doing our typical brunch show at our typical time.
Cool.
1 o'clock.
Rob, I am going to hop off because I do got to call my bank. So
yeah, no, I got you. I was going to end the show right now. In fact, and thanks to everybody.
See y'all.
See y'all. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.